want to welcome everyone to the New World Practitioner course. Some of you probably are only here to take it for 10 days. Some of you are here maybe only to take the Whole Life Coach. Some of you here are to take the New World Practitioner course, the whole 22 days. If you hang around after that, there'll be lots more stuff. There's always lots more stuff. Most people are going to think that I'm very arrogant, but I'm not. Or, oh, look at him, he's so selfish. Or, let me see, he thinks he knows. I'll tell you something, I don't know anything, but I feel a lot. I feel a lot. And when you get in touch with your feelings, then you don't need to know a lot, because your feelings are going to be your best guide. But all of you, stop feeling. Because feeling hurts. And then you were hurt so much by your feelings that now you only hurt, because you only get more what you focus on. The whole thing was a setup. We're going to get into talking about things. I'm going to bring other people up so that they can talk, but we're going to continue this. We're going to continue this conversation. I'm going to tell you the story that I made up, so don't judge me. I'm going to tell you the story that everybody else made up. Our history is based on lies that the same people that are doing the COVID thing agreed to. Your whole life is based on lies. Most of the stuff you say is just BS. Dysfunctional belief systems. And most people just, you know, we feel we're unworthy, so we'll just say this stuff all the time because we just want to be recognized, because we want love, because we were taught not to love ourselves. The whole thing is really messy. And just know this, only 1 out of 10,000 people actually make this happen. Only 1 out of 10,000 people keep Mother Earth breathing. 1 out of 10,000. It doesn't take a lot. And then you're going to say, well, what do you think, you're one of them? No, I don't. But the reality is I'm going to go through things with you on the way I see it. I've really thought about my life, and I felt my life out. Remember something, how many courses have I done in emotional coaching? I did my first course when I was 27. Didn't even know what I was doing. I just did it because I don't care what you think. If I were to care what everybody thought, I wouldn't be in this tent. I probably wouldn't even be alive, because most people are trying to kill themselves and their family. I'll tell you the story before we start here, because that's what we're going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you the story the way I believe that the world works. And then you can just go put that in the garbage can. I don't really care. Because you will. Because it's not going to meet the beliefs that you have. Meanwhile, the beliefs that you have crippled yourself and your family. And it's not your fault. And absolutely none of it is your fault. It's like when somebody goes, I want to play Scrabble, and then they're losing, and then they're having a tantrum, and the other person's saying, you didn't read the rules. It's not your fault. But nobody told you that it's always good to read the rules of the game and not listen to someone else. This is how you play the game. No, we should have read the rules. But nobody reads the rules. You only get the rules told to you in every religion and every school you go to and every government agent. You can't help yourself. So when I see people, they just can't help themselves because they didn't feel it. They didn't feel it. You didn't look at what you said, and then if it was BS, you didn't say, oh my gosh, and say it out loud. I just lied. Oh, that's not true. I don't even know why I said that. Oh no, that's not me. You got to verbalize it out loud. But because we were taught that we're imposters, we don't want anybody to know. But we're not imposters. We don't even know who we are. Most people will come and go from this planet and never know who they are. I'm not telling you I know who I am. But I'll tell you one thing, I've made up a story like you have and they have. It's not history, it's his story. It's not history, it's his story. And we're getting rid of all the stories. And then I'll tell you my story, and then you can get rid of that too. But you better really start taking a look at your personality. And if you don't believe that self-care and self-love are the main thing that you're here and why you came to this course, then guess what? There's no helping you. There's no helping you. I'm going to tell you something right now. We could all be running around with a big palm leaf in front of us with no clothes on and be a lot happier than we are right now. You're worried about losing everything, and almost everything you have isn't worth anything. God, all we have to do is just live down here, right? Okay? And then wouldn't it be better if we only had a palm leaf? Then a lot of you would maybe get in shape. Shit. God, I got people down here and haven't lost a pound, and they need to lose like 30 or 40, and they've been here for 4 months. So you can't lighten your physical load until you lighten your emotional load, can you? And guess what? Wait till you see this. That arrogant prick. You're going to think I'm arrogant, and you're going to get all upset and twisted. And then you're going to come and tell me, because it's fun. You know what, Daryl? Yesterday I wanted my money back. I hated you. And today, you know, I think I can stand you a little bit. At the end of every course, I want you to really take a look at it and then ask yourself, when are you going to be brave enough to risk your reputation and to risk yourself to try to help people out? How does it feel to be uncomfortably comfortable? I always make sure that I'm a little uncomfortable, and that's what keeps me comfortable, because I'm growing. Come on, look at, I did a show yesterday, and I'm on there talking about how we can get private planes to get out of Canada. Who does that? I don't need friends. I don't need attention. I don't want followers. I want leaders. I want you to wow me. I want you to wow yourself. I want you to know that you're bigger than this life. You're bigger than the majority of the population. 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease. Tell me. I'll tell you right now. In the last year, most of you went to Nazi Germany, which is a hospital. As soon as you had a little fever, had an ache, but it's not your fault, because guess what? You were programmed. You don't even know how to look after yourself. A mother today, the baby's having a little fever. She doesn't know to get a little ear syringe and some warm water, okay, and maybe a little bit of nanofalvic, and put it in there and put 2 or 3 ounces in, and then she'd see this stinky goop come out of the newborn, and the fever would be gone in 3 minutes. It's all done now. We're done. We're done. We're done. It's coming. And I'm going to go through this thing no matter what goes on, and I'm going to go through with a smile. I'm going to stay in the moment. I'm going to own it, and I'll be called arrogant, and I'll be called selfish. And guess what? I'll be the guy that's in the moment that'll help to pick that person up while everybody else is freaking out, while everybody else is exhausted. We're going to talk about this when we come back. We're going to talk about, I'm going to tell you the whole story. I'm going to go from what I believe the universe is, what I believe planet Earth is, and that these psycho-elite were invited here the same as us to play the game. They came here to poison you and to poison the planet. My God, it's 7 billion to about 50,000 of them, and we can't get our shit together. If you were God, which we don't even know what that is, except it's one huge energy system that would just blow your brain if you saw it, you'd go, well, if we really are eternal beings, why don't we have fun with it? Let's find out if you can actually love yourself and care for yourself unconditionally and then become the light for everyone else. Or do you need a savior to come? If I hear anybody tell me that somebody's coming to save us, I think I'm going to... Where's my barf bucket?
Someone's coming to save us.
I knew you would do it. Of course, you would be the one. Yeah, there's trouble. Anybody that's new, there's trouble. Okay? All right. So anyways.
Oh, my little girl's on. Sorry, my
Facebook, YouTube, wherever. We're going to go on here, and what we're going to do, everyone, is this is different. I'm going to come on here and set the story. I think we should always do that. Let's set the story as we think we know it, and then I'm going to have people talk to me about what they believe the story is, what their story is, and then you can challenge my story. Do you understand? But guess what? Before you challenge my story, why haven't you been challenging your own story? Because it's not your story. You don't, everything you know, it's not yours. It's not yours. A whole bunch of people, okay, all right, force-fed you. How does it feel? So the reality is let's don't do any force feeding, but let's do something. Let's expand ourselves like that flower and allow things to come in and without judgment, observe them. Okay? Don't just do this. Oh, that's bullshit. Really? Really? Well, you gave that a lot of thought. And that is the majority of the population. Yes or no? Yes. As soon as you hear something, and if it's a little bit off of what you do, bullshit. Really? Wow. You're not working for me. You're not hanging out with me. Because guess what? If you're not ready for change and accepting new things, then you are going to be the problem. The world is never going to be the same. And when people would say that a year and a half ago, that disturbed me. Right? And then I'm going, what? I don't want it to be the same. It sucked before COVID. We'll be back. Good day, I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe. Do you know why you or your friends or your family are struggling with their health? Well, because they've never been given a strategy. And every time they go to see a health practitioner, whether it's medical or natural, all they're doing is getting Band-Aids. What if we were able to create a strategy that you could create the perfect day from the minute you woke up until you went to bed, and then we continue to guide and support you along your journey as you grow, your program grows. And what if you only paid one price, and you had unlimited support and guidance for the rest of your life? That's called the Perfect Day Consultation.